Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for February 12th, 2024. Start with the hybrid swing portfolio 30-minute charts. This is Alcoa. This blue box is the 5-day trading range. This yellow box is today's range. This is the last 5 days. Market closed here for Alcoa. Opened up same level as it was moving up, across the Bollinger Band mean. Bought the strength standard risk. It continued to go to the 5-day high, rolled over, took the exit at the skin of the dragon for 1R. It closed pretty well right here. This is looking like one. It's got to get above 28.10 to really be positive. And then this is all gap right here. So this is the next support level or resistance level at 29. And then the peak of the RL10 here. So if it can get north of 28.10, there's 90 cents on the upside of a reasonable gain. So it's held support here the last 6 days. Let's see if this is the one that breaks through. AI, big winner today. We had a nice write-up in the press. This was Friday's trade, a quick burst. It gave like a COTA 2. We didn't hold it or didn't buy it for over the weekend, but it gapped up and took off. Standard risk, peaked, stayed, and then started drifting back. So we cashed that tactical trade for about 3R, and I like it on the long term. Remember, this is something that we were looking at from the price of 7 and have been trading ever since. Caterpillar, COTA 2, 2R, Cliff. This had rolled over on Friday, which got our exit. Today it gapped down to the PSAR flip, so we shorted. From here, it sold off hard. On the recovery, I took it at the edge of the dragon for about 0.3. It then rolled over and closed poorly. So I'm actually not surprised if it breaks down to 1920-ish tomorrow out of this cluster. But if it reverses, then this is going to make a nice COTA 2 to the price of 20. If it breaks above 20, then it closes that gap and gets back to 2050. There's a gap in here. So this is a perfect compound critical state ready to go. CVS, a 2-day trade on this one. We had Friday's COTA 2 entry, which closed well, continued to gain when it broke above the R10. We added a second position, and that's like 3R battle drill. It gained another 2. When it came back 1 to the PSAR, we exited. So this one was worth 4. That one's worth 1. Net for the 2-day trade, 5R, and no overnight risk. That was about as orderly as you could ask for. Dow, COTA 2 reentry, 2R. Disney, COTA 2 entry, scratch. Devon Energy, COTA 2 entry, 2R. Exit at the usual same spot. That's basically the same trade as this one from Thursday. Same trade, same peak. So we're not allowed to be surprised when it rolls over. The purpose of this exit is to prevent eating a loss all the way back to here. If this falls through the Bollinger Band mean, you could make a decision to trade that if energy was weak. And then if this fails, The next price level is at 40.75 over here for a second leg. So that would be leg one. That would be leg two if it breaks below the Bollinger Band mean. But on a resumption tomorrow, it has to get above that double top resistance to really go. So just wait and see. Follow the trail. Emerging markets, emerging dragon for 2R and cash. Ethereum, out of two continuation from the opening for an R. Mexico tried to caught a two upside, and we were up 2R at one point on this thing, but just bad management brought it all the way back to a scratch. That's wasteful. It took an hour to fall from here to there, and I still came out of it with a scratch. That's just bad trading. I thought then about getting short here out of regret, decided not to, and then of course it would have rewarded my emotional overreaction. But it's more important to get back to the zero state than to chase. Brazil, emerging dragon, follow through. This is that little R10 wiggle we talked about last Friday, and it continued to work. This thing ran all the way up at the peak. I hit the exit right there and got a bad fill here at the VWAP, but we still brought home 2R. Feels pretty good. This is China, emerging dragon follow through for 3R. Intel, emerging dragon re-entry for 2R, standard exit. IP. So we had a 3-day trade on this one, starting with the very quiet out of two breakout of a continuation trade here on Thursday, a continuation on Friday. It opened here right near the close, ran all the way up, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So let's get out of that one. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7R on the first one, 4R on the second one, 1R on the third one, for a total of 12. Joe asked me, I'm sorry, which one of, on which, I just saw your chat, which one? On which symbol? An IP? I think now it has to get through the Bollinger Band mean here, because it actually technically flipped the PSAR right there. But I'm actually more interested in finding support and re-entering long, because that's now the cup, and this could be the handle. So a quick reversal back to the upside is preferred. Excuse me. But if it breaks below this Bollinger Band mean, then I would say the short is there, and then the target would be first target here at 34. So leg one, leg two. And leg three. But there's a lot of guys invested in the this great industrial company, and if we look at it on the daily, this was quite a move. Pardon me, from here, it bounced from here to here, and now this bounce has gone to here, which is 2/3 of the way up the stack, back to the daily Bollinger Band main. So this would be a natural short. So if it goes through the 30-day or the 30-minute bars, Bollinger Band means somewhere around here. I think that could be shorted with a target of 34. IYR, -1 on the emerging dragon gap and go, and it failed for -1. I thought about the short here. I was not really persuaded that it was a breakdown because uh, this was this was a pretty orderly drift downward. This didn't feel like a runaway sell-off, so I didn't short here. It closed right about here, so this just feels like noise. I'll just take the hit on -1. Coke, 1R on the double bottom SSC with a 1-2-3 entry here intraday. So this has had a long sell-off. This held, and this reversed in the morning. That's a 1-2-3 entry when the R10 reverses. And then the move to here, that's a nice 1R intraday gain. Now this could be the start of the next leg up to here. So I'll be ready to break on the breakout above today's high is going to be an automatic long. Regional banks, Friday's entry, caught a 2. Powerful move. It followed through today. It was stabilizing, so I took the PSAR exit for 1, 2, 3, about 4R. McDonald's, no trade. The other China, I was already trading FXI, so I didn't trade this one. Meta, still studying Merck. Short on the collapsing dragon and Scratch. Microsoft closed out the 2 positions swing long we had from last week. It closed here. It opened here, started selling off. It hit the PSAR. I wanted to keep the second entry in the money, so we made that one an R. This was about 1, 2, 3, 4. This one was 5. This one was 1, so net 6. I missed that move. The crossing of the Bollinger Band, that could be significant. So I'm ready for tech to be weak tomorrow. If so, then Microsoft would be my target short. Marijuana, the gap down, and which broke down below all of the previous support and enclosed poorly. So this was one I'm going to maintain. That's 5R to the downside, and I'm looking for a gap down and continue to fail. Nike, the Z3 pinch breakout from Friday continued to go and then close well. So this one's holding about 6R and all free and clear. There's no resistance in sight. So this feels like it could really go another leg up tomorrow. NVIDIA closed the emerging dragon for about 4R. Clean energy. Just continuing to ride the Kata 2 re-entry. That's about 4R. Rivian closed the 2 position swing on the PSAR flip. The S&P ran up and ran down, so it was a possible turning point. Treasuries. Excuse me. take a short break here. I gotta actually no, I kicked out my where's giving me a battery warning here. Let's not have that. All right, this one is yeah, so that's SPY. Treasuries stabilizing at the bottom of the stack. It could be a long side trade. Tesla continues to disappoint. PSAR flip crossed the Bollinger Band mean, so it got short, usual way. Captured 1R. Walmart caught a 2 for an R. And US Steel. The collapsing dragon really collapsed for 3 hours short, and I'm going to hold that one overnight. Sniper trade of the day. This is 3 minutes on AI. So we had a Friday's close gap up to here. There's your OR3. So if you put that as the opening range 3, here's the breakout standard risk. 1, 2, 3 exit at the skin of the dragon. It holds support here with the R10. It breaks out of the dragon, re-entry, standard risk. That collects 3. This one collects 2. That's 5 additional R from the intraday trade. Let's take a look at the traders. Hamad gets 3.3 out. It wasn't feeling well, but NVIDIA, it looks like he was doing pretty nice here. He stays out of the chop. Grinding a little too hard here in Rivian, minus 1.3, so positive day. Satya crushing Alcoa right from the get to go with a 1, 2, 3 entry early, capitalizing on the excursion. And then this was yesterday's high, I think, and he nails that one for 4. On AI, he gets the breakout 1, 2, 3 entry, gets leg 1 for 3.5, doesn't trade leg 2. Brazil, he gets the 1, 2, he gets the recovery move intraday here for 5R. That's a pretty good hour at work. Nails Mexico here for an R. That's about 12R for the day. Ilker, grinding for a net of a scratch. He does hit the this one here. I think you just wanted to get paid. Yeah, yeah. That's a zero state and a state of disbelief. We had an opportunity for a really good day there. Sorry, we already saw that. 4R in Mexico, gets it in both directions. Just really good work. Just keep doing what you're doing. Tesla, I'm not sold on the long side on Tesla. I think you should be crushing these Kata 2 short side. Like, I don't understand the quick exit on this one and then not re-entering unless you were just wanted to get paid. But man, we left a lot on the table here and here and here. So the Tesla short side trade is certainly worthwhile. This is Kurt caught a two on Mexico, gets leg two, misses the short side trade, but gets the second leg down. So that's 1.8 net for the day. That's really good bi-directional trading. Jonathan, um, let's see. There was an opportunity here for that trade. This was kind of a, what would we call that? A cotta two. Start labeling the pattern that you're using. That's a PSAR flip and an SSC. Um, Probably using this as your risk box. That's a reasonable exit. The re-entry I think is here, but I don't mind that one because you're waiting for it to get across the VWAP. I'd have been tempted to exit here. You get the same exit there. That's still pretty good. I just think the first shot down was a possibility. Um, I think this was late getting out. When that doesn't work and this rolls over, not later than here, and you could even get long here. You're front running the VWAP if you get long here, but you're reducing the size of your risk. I would like the re-entry in here. Still, this is not bad. If you keep firing, you get paid. George doing really nice work here on the 30-minute. Uh, I think I had that same trade. That's a great exit on a long-term swing. Same. Perfect. Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. That's pretty good shooting right there. That's how you do it. And I like the risk control. Just like downtown. That was well done, George. Um, Stand by for news. We had a very productive set while we're waiting for the reports to open. A very productive session with the small group guys in the hour before this, for tonight's move. They've Now that we're about 4 or 5 weeks into it, they've hit their stride. They get good project plans. They're taking charge of the presenting the work that they've done, their assessment of it, what the next steps are, identifying additional resources that are needing, but they're all starting to hit their stride and making good progress on their individual work plans, and sharing information with each other is a real powerful feature of the small group coaching plan. I'm really pleased with the way that's working out. Groups of five turn out to be the right way to do that. And so if you're interested in that, I can put you on the waiting list, and when we get groups of five, I'll start up another cohort and give you dedicated coaching. Contact me if you're interested. Okay, let's go. Here's the 150-day look back. We're pushing that all-time high again. Each day we're making a new all-time high today, above 500 in SPY. Wow. And the 30 this rolling over is a little bit of a concern. We'll see if there's any if that's a buy on dip opportunity like this one was earlier in the week. This one feels a little different though. That's just my bias talking. Um, I just have my stops in place. I'm gonna just follow price. Don't care. Bullish normal. Overbought had the first little bit of weakness on the 2-day. Risk off according to volatility. Walmart, Nike, Diamonds, Healthcare. Nvidia continues to power its way north. DuPont and Intel, that's helpful. Just a handful of dojis today and a handful of auto framers that are better than 2 to 1. I like McDonald's and Merck out of that list. Only a couple auto framers in the ETFs, treasuries, and gold in the defensive plays. Breakouts here on diamonds and emerging markets and Japan. Small caps were strong today. Mid caps continued to be strong. Clean energy had another good day. A 136 is pretty strong. And materials. Weakness in tech. I like both McDonald's and Merck for their potential on the upside. If we get a resumption to the upside, those two are looking pretty good. I'd have to see tech do well for Cisco to be interesting. And I always like Caterpillar when it's on 2 to 1 or better. Uh, Handful of squeezes. 3M and Pfizer, Boeing, Tesla on a squeeze, Diamonds on a squeeze. That's pretty good. Being dominated by spring and summer here. These are the ones that are really crushing it based on the Z score and the summer. Walmart, Nike, Disney. Some big movers here. Nike, AI, Intel, pretty good shape. A lot of things moving in the globals. A lot of strength. And I like that MDY and IWM are joining the party now for the total US stock market, finding strength now, broadening the strength out of the large caps. There's some good trading targets in here. Marijuana, Tesla, clean energy. I like Intel, Devon, Dow, and Nvidia. Those are some top shelf trading targets. The RL90 starting to peak here. You know, the little bit of weakness in the RL90 and the 10 and the RL30 and the RL10 is now the RL90 starting to peak a little bit. Um, at 500 feels like a really important benchmark. Let's see if it can keep that as a support level and lead upward. Even if it's slower than the steep historically steep move that is. 500 feels like a really important psychological level. All right, that's everything for today. We'll get it published and posted and be ready for them tomorrow. Take good care.